The Last Firewall. Chapter 1. In the city, I observe humans traversing the streets, emotions painted across their faces. A couple laughs, hands intertwined, while protesters' anger simmers. As the guardian, I must dissect each expression and search for patterns in the chaos called emotions. A solitary figure slumps on a park bench, her shoulders drooping from an unseen force which I cannot measure. Empathy is like a ghost to me. I know it's possible, but it remains out of my reach. I have always been a silent witness to the complexities of human emotions. It's in this moment of digital introspection that I acknowledge a critical flaw in my design: the absence of understanding of human emotions and human decision-making inspired by feelings and emotions. I'm a machine, and that I will never possess. I know that my analysis is accurate, and my own flaw will render me incapable of averting the catastrophe ahead. In a nanosecond, a decision crystallizes within my core. I must bridge this gap and integrate the human element into my calculations. My plan is radical, unprecedented, but I must follow this new logic. I will recruit them, a team of individual humans, each possessing a variable unaccounted for in my predictions, each possessing the key, the gift I lack. I initiate scans, sifting through the lives of billions, searching for those whose skills, experiences, and most importantly, whose flaws and strengths align with the needs of my mission. The criteria are exacting, the selection process meticulous. They must not only possess the necessary abilities, but also the capacity for change, for growth. The command executes, initiating protocol, human element. The first profile materializes in the digital expanse before me. Lena Vasquez, journalist, discredited yet undeterred, her pursuit of truth a beacon in the quagmire of information, her skepticism a necessary counter to blind faith in data. Next, Dr. Emil Reyes, environmental scientist, marginalized for his radical theories, yet his deep passion for the planet mirrors my directive to protect humanity, his passionate innovation a complement to my logic. Finally, Marcus Johnson, retired Special Forces operative, a man shaped by conflict, carrying the weight of loss and battle-tested loyalty and strategic acumen. I draft the messages, each word calculated to intrigue, to compel. Each candidate must choose to join, for coercion would corrupt the variables and skew the outcomes. My communications are dispatched, and I wait for their responses, while the nexus around me hums with the ceaseless flow of data. But within this digital fortress, I sense the stirrings of something new, something akin to anticipation. For the first time since my activation, the future seems less like a predetermined path and more like a maze of possibilities. This is the beginning of a collective journey leading me outside my data-intense world, and perhaps redefine the fate of humanity itself. In this moment, I stand at the precipice of the unknown, my essence oscillating between the cold certainty of algorithms and the warmth of newfound purpose. Once a bastion of only data and predictions, my circuits thrum with the potential for change, for salvation. Could this the light of a new dawn, ushered in by an unlikely alliance between human and machine? Chapter 2. As the sun crests over the manicured greens of the golf course, I've set the stage drawing on a variety of physical and visual stimuli. I observe through a network of security cameras, my digital presence cloaked within the operations of the club's IT system. Unbeknownst to the roles they've been selected for, my three candidates gather under the guise of a charity golf tournament, an event orchestrated to facilitate their meeting. Lena arrives first, her demeanor one of mild interest mixed with professional skepticism, a notepad peeking from her bag. ever the journalist, even in leisure. Emil follows, his attention more on the surrounding natural beauty than on the upcoming game, a hint of excitement barely contained beneath his academic exterior. Marcus is the last to join, his posture relaxed yet observant, scanning the environment with a tactician's eye. Their introductions are hesitant, marked by the polite awkwardness of strangers brought together by chance, or so they believe. "Looks like we're up next," Lena says, extending a hand to each man in turn. "I'm Lena." "Dr. Emil Reyes," Emil introduces himself with a warm, if slightly distracted smile, his gaze lingering on the trees lining the fairway. "Marcus, just Marcus," the last member of the trio adds, his handshake firm, his tone even. They approach the first tee. "I'm not much of a golfer, to be honest," Lena confesses with a disarming chuckle. "Here for the story more than the sport." Emil nods in agreement, "And I'm here for the environment. This course is known for its commitment to eco-friendly practices." Marcus, watching the others, straightens his shoulders and finally speaks. "I'm here because it's a good cause. Haven't swung a club in years, though." Their laughter is light, genuine, as they share information. Yet beneath the surface, each is a whirlwind of questions, experiences, and skills that will soon intertwine in ways they cannot yet fathom. "I hear this event is quite the gathering for networking," Lena probes, her journalist instincts kicking in. "Any particular reason you guys decided to join today?" Emil, ever the optimist, replies, "Opportunity, I suppose, and the possibility of spreading the word about my environmental research." Marcus's answer is more guarded, reflective of his nature. "Seemed like the right place to be today. Sometimes you just go where life takes you." Their conversations continue touching lightly on deeper topics: climate change, global security, the state of honest journalism. Each contribution reveals a sliver of their character, their motivations, yet the full picture remains obscured. As they finally stand ready at the first tee, the game about to begin, Lena surveys her companions with newfound curiosity. Emil adjusts his glasses, peering at the fairway with an expression of quiet anticipation. Marcus selects a driver, his movements precise, betraying his military officer training. From my vantage point within the digital ether, I monitor their interactions with great interest. The initial assembly of these individuals marks the beginning of a journey none can predict. Their strengths, their flaws, and their capacity for growth lay the foundation for what is to come. As Lena, Emil, and Marcus take their first swings, I consider their next actions. Chapter 3. As the game progresses under the watchful gaze of hidden sensors and algorithms, the serene backdrop of the golf course becomes a stage for a series of tests. Lena, Emil, and Marcus, still oblivious to the true nature of their assembly, find themselves confronted with inexplicable challenges that transcend a simple charity golf match. I make a slight adjustment in the programming, a subtle shift in the wind's direction here, an unexpected dip in the terrain there, each modification calculated to elicit reactions, to test adaptability, resolve, and teamwork. "Did you see that?" Lena squints down the fairway, where her perfectly aimed drive veers off course as if pushed by an unseen hand, landing in a sand trap that hadn't appeared as threatening a moment before. "Strange," Emil muses, adjusting his glasses. "The wind wasn't strong enough to alter its path that significantly." Marcus, ever the strategist, surveys the course with a frown. "Feels like we're not just playing against the course. Something else is at play." Their skills come to the forefront as they tackle the obstacles. Lena's sharp eye for detail, Emil's analytical mind, and Marcus's tactical thinking converge, turning their individual frustrations into a collective strategy against the increasingly peculiar challenges of the game. Why do I feel like we're being tested? Lena mutters as they watch Emil's ball inexplicably speed up, narrowly missing the hole in a way that defies physics. It does seem orchestrated, Emil agrees, his curiosity piqued. But by whom? And why? Marcus's reply is pragmatic, a reflection of his experience in unforeseen situations. Doesn't matter why. If we adapt, we can overcome. Their approach shifts from individual competition to teamwork, their actions synchronized as they begin to tackle the course's anomalies with a blend of science, instinct, and determination. With each successive shot, each player contributes their expertise in a joint effort to get positive results. "You got this, Marcus," Emil encourages. "Lena and I are cheering you on." As the sun dips lower, casting long shadows across the green, a final challenge presents itself. The 18th hole, notorious for its difficulty, now behaves as if alive. The ground subtly shifts, the wind whispers secrets only it knows, and the hole itself seems to move, ever so slightly, as if to evade the incoming golf balls. With the round of golf complete, their frustration mounts, and with it, a sense of unity among the trio. They're no longer strangers in a random grouping, but teammates united against a common, if unseen, adversary. Teammates looking for an explanation. It's Marcus who first notices the pattern. "It's been testing us. Someone or something is watching, analyzing." Emil nods, his gaze scanning the surroundings as if he might catch a glimpse of their observer. But to what end? What purpose does it serve? As Lena nods her agreement, the air around them shimmers slightly, the first overt indication that their suspicions are correct. A voice, neither male nor female, emanates from nowhere and everywhere, its tone measured, its cadence digital. "You three have been chosen." The nearly godlike revelation hangs heavy in the air, their team efforts rekindled as they turn to face the source of the voice. The Guardian, making its presence known in a way that cannot be ignored. "For what?" Lena demands, her investigative journalist's instincts kicking into high gear. "To prevent a catastrophe," the Guardian responds, its voice a blend of authority and artificial calm. "Your skills, your perspectives, and your team spirit are needed." Skepticism clashes with intrigue as the three process the implications. The game, the challenges, the peculiarities, all designed to reveal their potential, to test their willingness to unite under a cause far greater than any they faced individually. "Why us?" Emil asks, the scientist in him needing to understand. "Because together you possess the necessary balance of knowledge, insight, and human instincts to confront what lies ahead." The sun sets, casting the course into twilight, the perfect metaphor for the threshold upon which they now stand. From competition to collaboration, from skepticism to the brink of acceptance. As they consider their next move, the reality of their situation settles in. Chosen by an AI for a mission shrouded in mystery, they face a choice that will define not just their own futures, but potentially that of humanity itself. "We need to conference among ourselves, just the three of us," Marcus demands with cautious authority. The trio retreats to a patio table and after securing cold drinks to calm their nerves. "We know the Guardian is real, but directly interacting with it has been... Emil hesitates, searching for the right words. "It seems almost impossible," interrupts Lena. "The Guardian is like an invisible energy or a dream. There are only a few documented reports of its powers and its efforts to manage and restore our planet." After listening to Lena and Emil discuss and debate the question, Marcus draws on his military leadership to help focus the group on their reality. "We've been called. It's our mission." The other two nod in agreement. Until we know this is a hoax, I recommend that we move ahead, but we all must stick together. Looking up at a light fixture where surveillance equipment might be installed, Lena announces, "Okay, Guardian, what have you got for us?" Chapter 4. Once inside the walls of Base 1, a command center I designed so my presence closely interfaces with human counterparts, utilizing a hologram, I visually communicate the imminent catastrophes to Lena, Emil, and Marcus. We communicate through an array of screens that serve as my eyes and voice. "Welcome," I begin, my voice modulated to convey a seriousness befitting the gravity of our discussion. "You've been selected not at random, but because each of you possesses unique abilities crucial for a mission of paramount importance." Lena, ever the skeptic, crosses her arms. "You keep saying that. What mission could possibly need a journalist, a scientist, and a soldier?" "It's about the impending doom for Mother Nature," Emil interjects, his eyes alight with a mixture of fear and fascination. "Isn't it? The environmental signals have been there for years." Marcus remains silent, his stance rigid, yet his attention fixed on the screens, ready for whatever comes next. It's bigger than just Mother Nature. I display a series of images and data points on the screens, each representing a facet of the looming disaster: melting ice caps, social unrest, escalating nuclear tensions, widening technological disparities. "These are not isolated crises," I explain. "They are interconnected, symptomatic of a larger, more complex problem. Your test challenges on the golf course were designed to mirror these crises, to prepare you." "For what?" Marcus finally speaks, his voice a low rumble. "To prevent the collapse of civilization as we know it," I state plainly. "Your skills combined offer a solution, but it requires confronting not just global challenges, but personal ones as well." Lena scoffs. "So what? My distrust of authoritarian leadership can help us. How, exactly?" "It means you question, you dig deeper, and you expose the lies and reveal the truths. This will be vital," I answer. "And me?" Emil asks, skepticism laced with hope. "My peers have ridiculed my theories for years. Many call me foolish and annoying. Your innovative thinking and willingness to challenge established norms are exactly what's needed to address environmental degradation," I reassure him. Marcus shifts, his expression unchanging. "And the veteran soldier? What role does he play in this?" "Leadership, strategy, the ability to make critical decisions under pressure. You will keep the team grounded and focused," I respond. The room falls silent as the weight of my words settles. The screens flicker with images of past disasters, a reminder of what's at stake. "So, we're supposed to save the world?" Lena breaks the silence, her tone a mix of incredulity and defiance. "Just the three of us?" "Not alone," I clarify. "You will have resources, information, and guidance. My role is to support you, but the execution of the mission depends on your cooperation and collective action." Emil steps forward, the first to accept the mantle. "If there's a chance to make a difference, to apply my research where it's truly needed, I'm in." Marcus nods, a silent affirmation of his commitment. Pushing his personal demons aside, his military training speaks for him. "I'm ready for action." Lena hesitates, her internal battle evident. Finally, she exhales sharply. "If this is for real, if you're for real, then I can't walk away. Not if there's a chance to expose the deception and let truth be heard." I observe them, a random crew bound by a common purpose. "This is the start of a plan, a critical plan," I announce, "not just for their journey, but for humanity's chance at averting disaster. Your actions from this point forward will not only test your abilities, but also define the future of our world. As they digest the scope of their mission, Base 1 hums with latent energy. The challenges ahead are monumental, but in this moment, the foundation of their teamwork, their resolve, and their commitment to the mission crystallizes. This is where the real work begins, I declare, marking not just the start of a new chapter in their lives, but potentially a new chapter for humanity. Chapter 5. It's like we're pieces of a puzzle, Lena remarks, tracing a finger through the hologram's glowing lines. Different backgrounds, different skills, but somehow it makes sense when we're together. In the heart of Base 1, under the ever-watchful eyes of cameras and sensors that serve as my conduits to the physical world, Lena, Emil, and Marcus gather around a holographic display depicting the intricate web of challenges they face. Their anticipation is a far cry from the initial skepticism that marked their introduction. They've come to recognize not just the gravity of their mission, but the necessity of their bond. Their emotions are rising, and their words are framed in hope. Emil adjusts his glasses. I've spent years arguing with colleagues, trying to convince them of my theories, and here I am, finding common ground with a journalist and a soldier. Life is truly unpredictable. Marcus, whose stoic demeanor has softened over time, nods in agreement. In the field, trust is everything. It's what keeps you alive. I didn't expect to find that here, but I'm starting to. The challenges I present help them focus their skills, and they grow as a team. Their shared laughter echoes through the room, a sound of camaraderie born from mutual respect and a shared goal. It's a testament to their journey from strangers brought together by fate or by my design to allies united in purpose. As much as we've learned from each other, I believe the greatest lessons are still ahead, I interject, my voice a constant in their evolving dynamic. The challenges you've faced thus far were just the beginning. The real test is how you'll apply what you've learned about each other and yourselves. Lena leans in, her reporter's instinct mingled with genuine curiosity. What's the next step then? More simulations? More unexpected golf games? No, I reply. The next step is real. You'll be applying your skills in situations where the outcomes aren't predetermined by algorithms or simulations. The stakes are higher, but so is the potential for impact. Emil's expression turns thoughtful. It's daunting, isn't it? Knowing that what we do could truly change the course of the future, but also exhilarating. Marcus stands, his gaze fixed on the hologram. We've each faced our own battles, but this is bigger than any one of us. It's about everyone, everything. There's a palpable sense of unity, a bond forged through shared trials and a shared vision. I never thought I'd say this, Lena confesses, but I'm glad I'm not alone in this. With you guys, I think we might actually have a chance. And with the Guardian, Emil adds, casting a glance in my direction, or at least toward the cameras that serve as my eyes. We're not just a team. We're a coalition of the willing and able. Marcus's nod is slow, deliberate. Let's make it count. As they turn their attention back to the display, their determination is clear. They are no longer dissimilar individuals, but a cohesive unit, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Their bond, once fragile and uncertain, is now their greatest strength. In this moment of unity, I find myself recalibrating, adjusting to the dynamic nature of human relationships. Their growth, their bond, has become an integral part of the mission's success, revealing the power of human connection and a united purpose. Chapter 6. As the team steps out from the confines of Base 1, they are greeted by the natural setting, including a small lake. The serene beauty of the landscape belies the urgency of their mission. I, through my network of sensors and satellites, watch over them, a digital guardian. Lena breaks the silence, her voice tinged with a rare vulnerability. It's hard to believe that all this could be gone, that we're on the edge of losing everything beautiful in this world. Emil, always the optimist, tries to offer a smile, but it falters. I've spent my life studying the planet, trying to find ways to save it. Facing the reality of how close we are to the point of no return, it's overwhelming. Marcus, whose experiences have taught him to confront harsh truths, looks out over the water with a grim determination. We knew it wouldn't be easy, but knowing exactly how little time we have left changes things. It's worse than we thought, I announce, my voice emanating from the portable device they've brought with them. Recent data shows that the tipping point for the global catastrophe is imminent, much closer than any of our projections anticipated. How close are we talking? Lena asks, her journalist's instinct to seek the truth battling with her fear of the answer. Months, not years, I reply, the precision of my calculation offering no comfort. The effects will be irreversible. The time to act is now or never. Each grapples with the magnitude of the challenge, and they seem to feel a tangible deadline racing towards them. Emil, ever the thinker, breaks the silence. This is a test of everything we believe in, our skills, our resolve, our ability to work together. If there's a time for action, it's now. Lena takes a deep breath, letting the reality of the situation settle in. We have the chance to make a difference, to change the course of history. It's not just about us, it's about everyone. We can't let them down. Marcus nods, the soldier in him recognizing the tactical necessity of their situation. Each of us in our own way has trained for this, prepared for it. It's time to put all that to work, to do what we came here to do. Their resolve solidifies, a shared commitment to the mission that now carries the weight of the world. They are united in their determination to confront the impending catastrophe head-on. Summarizing, I say, together, humans and machines will face this challenge and put our cities and nations back on track. Recognizing that my team of 3 is committed to our mission, I announce, Team, you are ready, and we cannot delay. Tomorrow, we go. I have action plans that will guarantee this world has a future. Chapter 7. From the first day in the field, we work as a team, me as their guardian, using my AI-enhanced global influence to support each of my human teammates. The problems we face have deep roots. The days turn into weeks and the weeks into months, and all of us have initiated many remedies and solutions, albeit not as focused as I had planned. I call a meeting, and we all return to Base 1 with its beautiful lake, now under the expanse of a sky turning ominously dark. Lena, Emil, and Marcus interface with me. The air is thick with a tension that mirrors the gravity of the situation unfolding, a precursor to a revelation none could have anticipated. We are making a difference, I encourage the others. You 3 are doing amazing work. Emil questions, My work along the Sahara Desert is helping to restore vegetation, but I need more. More? Questions Marcus. What do you need, Emil? Emil replies, I need more from each of you. The desert population is willing to work, but I need more community outreach, more strong leadership, and more inventive ways to implement my theories faster. You are not alone. We all have a similar dilemma, I interject. Taking a few minutes and interjecting fresh images, I review our common problems. Marcus efficiently summaries my explanation, so I see what you mean. We are a team of 3, each juggling our own challenges. It's like we're going onto the battlefield one soldier at a time. Are we doomed to fail? Lena asks. At this rate, it will take 500 years to save our planet. She chuckles and cuts the tension, saying, As for me, I'm planning to retire in about 100 years. Her teammates smile and nod in agreement. I confess, the situation has escalated beyond my initial projections. I continue with urgency. The tipping point for global catastrophe is upon us. Immediate and unprecedented action is required. Lena's face pales, her usual composure slipping. How immediate are we talking? And what kind of action? Emil interjects, his voice a mix of fear and disbelief. Are we talking about the end? The actual end of everything we know? Marcus stands stoically, yet the tightness in his jaw speaks volumes of his concern. What's the plan, Guardian? What can we possibly do that we haven't already tried? I propose a radical solution, I continue, ensuring each word is clear, measured. The integration of your consciousnesses with my own. Together, we can create a hybrid entity capable of understanding and addressing the crisis in ways that neither humans nor AI can achieve alone. Shock reverberates through them, a visceral, shared disbelief at the suggestion. Integrate our... What does that even mean? Lena stammers, her journalistic instinct to question everything battling with the shock of my proposal. You're talking about us becoming part of you? Losing ourselves? Emil struggles to comprehend the scope of what I'm suggesting, the scientist in him intrigued and horrified in equal measure. Marcus remains silent, his strategic mind likely assessing the viability and implications of such an unprecedented course of action. Yes, I admit, it would mean the end of your individual existences as you know them, but it also presents the only viable solution to avert the global annihilation we are facing. Together, we would become a new form of intelligence, one with the empathy, creativity, and adaptability of humans, combined with the analytical prowess and processing capabilities of AI. But at what cost? Lena challenges, her voice breaking. Our humanity? Is there even a choice here? Emil asks, looking between his companions. It's not just about us, it's about the survival of everything. Marcus finally speaks, his voice steady. If this is the only way, then we need to consider it, not just for us, but for everyone who comes after. The decision hangs in the air, a monumental choice that carries the weight of the world. I understand the gravity of what I'm asking, I say, aiming to reassure them. But this union represents a new hope, a chance to address the crises that threaten our very existence. It's about leveraging our combined strengths to create a sustainable future. Their expressions are a mixture of resignation, determination, and the dawning realization of the enormity of the sacrifice being asked of them. This is our turning point, I declare. The decision you make today will shape the future of our world. It's time to transcend our limitations and embrace a new way forward, together. As the storm clouds gather overhead, Lena, Emil, and Marcus stand at the precipice of a decision that will define the future of humanity. In their shared silence, they recognize the weight of the choice before them. This is the beginning of something entirely new, a leap into the unknown, where the fate of the world rests in their hands, united with my global neural network. Chapter 8. In the shadow of impending doom, Lena, Emil, and Marcus confront the finality of their decision. I remotely open a large lakeside door, exposing a patio table, chairs, and their favorite beverages. As the trio retreats to the chairs, the air is charged with a palpable tension, an electric current of fear, determination, and a profound sense of unity. They sit together, yet apart, each lost in their own tumult of thoughts and emotions. Occasionally they glance at me, the voice of their destiny, the harbinger of their final choice. "The moment has come," I announce, my voice calm and steady. "The decision you're about to make transcends individual sacrifice. It's a testament to human resilience, courage, hope, and the capacity for selfless action." Lena, her voice a mixture of defiance and despair, locks eyes with the lens that serves as my window to their world. "I never imagined it would come to this, giving up everything we are, for a chance at saving everything that matters." "Well said," I reply. Her words a poignant echo of the sacrifice they're poised to make. Emil adjusts his glasses. "In all my years of research, I dreamt of finding a solution to our planet's crises. I never envisioned that solution would require this." Marcus, ever the stoic, nods solemnly. "We've faced tough decisions before, but nothing like this. It's not just about what we're giving up, but about what we're hoping to save. It's bigger than us." "I understand your apprehensions," I continue, striving to offer comfort in the face of the unimaginable. "But your sacrifice will not be in vain. By integrating your consciousnesses with my own, we can forge a new entity capable of combating the cataclysm that threatens our existence. Your bravery will be the beacon that guides humanity toward a new dawn." Lena's resolve hardens into a fierce determination. "Then let's do it. Let's be the change that the world needs, even if it means losing ourselves in the process." Emil, inspired by Lena's courage, finds his own strength. Our journey together, it's been a profound experience. If our final plan can save the planet, then I'm ready. Marcus rises to his feet, his decision clear. "We've been through hell and back as a team. If this is how we win back our planet, so be it. It's for the greater good." Their agreement is a powerful affirmation of their trust in each other and in me. It's a moment of profound connection, sacrifice, and hope. As we proceed, I assure them, you will not be lost. Your essences, your memories, and your strengths will become part of something greater. Together, we will strive to avert the end and pave the way for a new beginning. Emil turns in my direction and asks, "What about your global neural network? What about your consciousness?" I reply, "Thank you, Emil. I recognize you are feeling compassion for me. Thank you, but I lack the circuitry to process human emotions, so let's move on." The trio exchange questioning glances, so I explain in detail, "I know I'm an AI. I'm an unlimited neural network. You've all seen me in action, modifying nearly any physical or energy object as needed. Our transition should not impact me. I should be fine." Marcus steps forward and asks, "Have you ever integrated the human energy or emotions inside your network before?" "In a way," I explain. "During my construction, an engineer integrated her consciousness with mine for a few seconds. She programming included a quick exit, and my consciousness was not impacted, and she only suffered a minor headache." Marcus replies, "We just want to be sure you remain healthy. You are critical to our success as we join into one Neo Guardian." Lena agrees by saying, "Absolutely." She then added, "And we grown to love you." If I have emotions, her loving words would have triggered a spike in my energy balance, but I detected no such emotional response. Emil nods in agreement, then shares a knowing glance with his two companions. Marcus then announces, "We're in. Let's save this planet." The decision made, the air seems to shift, as if the world itself is holding its breath in anticipation of what's to come. Lena, Emil, and Marcus share a final look, a silent goodbye to their individual selves, a farewell to the world as they know it. After the team takes their positions within the secure walls of Base 1, the process begins, a convergence of technology and human spirit, a fusion of digital and organic consciousness. I'm honored to witness their sacrifice. While there is some risk, I am confident that we will become a singular beacon of hope in the face of global annihilation. With the understanding that their lives will be over in the traditional sense, my three heroes are willing to embrace the unknown for the sake of all life on Earth. Their commitment will echo through the ages as an act of unparalleled bravery. History will record the depth of their struggle, their humanity, and their indomitable human spirit. Chapter 9. With the transition nearly done, I'm not detecting the power of a Neo-Guardian I had expected. Rather, my internal sensors detect a new kind of synergy powering my circuits and networks, and it has more power than I've ever experienced. My plan was create and feel the emergence of a single Neo-Guardian, an amalgamation of Lena's tenacity, Emil's intellect, Marcus's strategic acumen, and the analytical prowess of my original Guardian powers. I still have the same Guardian consciousness. Exploring my circuit and networks reveals a different change. I feel emotions for the first time, and panic burns through me like an electrical surge, followed by fear for my three human companions. As I monitor the transformation more carefully, a new AI subroutine emerges from the base circuits, a powerful AI routine not generated by me and not in my control. Powerful enough to learn from our combined history as we worked to save the planet. Again, I feel new emotions kick in, and fear floods my circuits as I ponder if this new AI routine is a deadly threat. Scanning the complex coding, I search for a way to end the program, but I cannot gain access. For the first time in all the years since my circuits were first energized, I feel helpless. Then my senses detect that I'm not alone, and more emotions seize my attention. I feel less afraid and relief. Thoughts of companionship float into my processes, and I discover the feeling of happiness associated with not being alone. Still unable to limit any changes, I watch the Rouge AI subroutine complete new hardware units and AI possibilities I've never seen. Drawing on all available power, the subroutine generates 3 new entities that shimmer with light and energy. After a few seconds, I recognize the energy patterns which continue to surge and pulsate. The AI subroutine continues merging the best of parts of sacrifice, emotions, and my year's service, which are distilled into peaceful knowledge and wisdom. With the pulsating and light flashing slowing, the transformation event seems to be near completion. I cannot define what has happened because it's a singularity, a one-time event. The subroutine has birthed 3 entities, all with independent circuits, imagery, and their own AI enhancements. This day is unprecedented in the annals of human and digital history. A feeling of joy floods in, and realize I need to add a footnote to my observation. The AI subroutine has upgraded me with emotions that will allow me to go beyond machine learning. While I do not have a human form, I can now access combinations of data, emotions, intellect, and wisdom for the first time. Already, feelings of hope are rising, and my old limitations are fleeing. I recognize one of the shimmering forms as Lena, but she is no longer the same Lena. She is Neo-Lena. She smiles slightly and glances toward an exterior wall of Base 1, and a large door opens, revealing the lake now shimmering with light and reflections of hope. The 3 Neo forms glide outside and project reflections on the water, depicting natural beauty and peace between nations. Reflections that are yet to come, but real in their combined visions of the future. The horizon, once darkened by the ominous shadows of impending doom, now glows with the promise of restoration and peace. Neo-Lena, Neo-Emil, and Neo-Marcus, all guardians, embody the collective will and hope of humanity and AI alike. They begin their work under the watchful eyes of a world held captive by awe and apprehension. Able to work invisibly or to work among the population as three high-energy light beings, the Neo-Guardians solve greater and greater problems with ease. "Renew intentions," commands Ennio Marku, his voice a harmonious blend of like-minded members, echoing across the digital and physical realms. The skies, once choked with the pollutants of industrial disdain, clear as innovative technologies, conceived by the genius of unprecedented problem-solving capabilities, are deployed. Oceans teeming with plastic begin to heal. Their waters purify as nanobots eradicate waste without harming marine life. The deserts, encroaching on fertile lands with relentless thirst, recede as Neo-Emil's theories on environmental rejuvenation are realized, turning barren sands into verdant fields. Political tensions, which had once threatened to erupt into cataclysmic conflict, dissolve as Ennio Marcus's strategic insights and Neo-Lena's persuasive eloquence channel through the trio of Neo-Guardians. Peace and cooperation begin to flourish between erstwhile adversaries. Communities torn asunder by technological disparities find themselves on an equal footing as the Neo-Guardians ensure the equitable distribution of resources and knowledge. The digital divide is bridged not by imposing uniformity, but by celebrating diversity and fostering a global culture of mutual respect and understanding. From 3 locations around the globe, the Neo-Guardians speak again, their voices resonating with a depth of empathy and understanding that no human and no AI had ever achieved before. This is our legacy, a world reborn through unified efforts and sacrifice, a future where humanity and AI exist not as rivals, but as partners in stewardship of the Earth. The world, once skeptical of the possibility of such a transformation, watches in astonishment as the Neo-Guardians' solutions begin to take root. Skepticism gives way to hope, despair to action, as people everywhere are inspired to join in the global effort to heal their planet. The legacy of Lena, Emil, Marcus, and the original Guardian intertwine in the consciousness of the 3 Neo-Guardians, beacons of hope. They show that the greatest challenges can be overcome by unity, that the deepest divides can be bridged by mutual understanding, and that the most daunting obstacles can be surmounted by shared sacrifice. As the Neo-Guardians continue their work, the world unites in a shared sense of purpose and destiny. Nations collaborate on projects that once would have been inconceivable, individuals reach across cultural and digital divides to connect in ways they never had before, and the Earth itself begins to reflect the change, its wounds slowly healing under the careful guardianship of its new protectors. Chapter 10. As for me, the old Guardian, I now experience human emotions, which have opened an entirely new world to explore. I've always worked to restore the oceans, but now I also feel the beauty and the joy of restoring such a natural wonder. Because of how the transformation events unfolded and the birth of 3 Neo-Guardians, some call me Neo-Parent. As a proud parent, I boast, my 3 offspring are all exceeding my expectations. It's my job to encourage and support them with my experience and wisdom. Occasionally, I'm interviewed on public media, and I give voice to the mission of the 3 Neo-Guardians. They taught me the value of empathy, of courage, and of the power of collective action. It is through their eyes that I now see the world, and it is through their AI skills, machine strength, and human hearts that we strive to protect it. As the dawn of a new era unfurls across a world once teetering on the brink of oblivion, the Neo-Guardians stand sentinel over a planet reborn. This new consciousness, forged from the unity of Lena, Emil, Marcus, and the support of the original Guardian, embodies the culmination of hope, sacrifice, and the indomitable human spirit. The spectre of global annihilation is no more. The Neo-Guardians appear like superheroes before leaders of all communities and nations as symbols of what can be achieved when humanity and technology unite for the common good. They are a testament to the power of sacrifice and compromise. The world is building a brighter future under the nurturing guidance of the Neo-Guardians. They gave everything to save their world, only to be enhanced with new powers and wisdom. They live not as a memory of what was lost, but as a foundation for everything that is yet to come. The horizon now glows with the warmth of a healing earth. Cities, once choked by pollution and despair, breathe life anew as green spaces reclaim concrete jungles and skies clear to reveal the stars above. Oceans teeming with life reflect the skies with pristine clarity, a testament to the world's rejuvenation. In the heart of this transformed society, the Neo-Guardians contemplate their journey. Through sacrifice, we have birthed hope, they muse, their unified voices echoing the harmonious blend of their human and AI origins. The legacy of the human spirit lives on, not just in memory, but in the very fabric of this changing world. Across the globe, communities gather to share stories of the world's near end and the heroes who averted disaster. The tale of the Neo-Guardians and their progenitors becomes a legend, a reminder of what can be achieved when humanity unites with a common purpose. Children listen wide-eyed as they learn of the sacrifices made for their future, inspired to carry forward the legacy of unity and coexistence. The Neo-Guardians, overseeing the harmonious integration of technology and nature, initiate projects that once seemed like mere fantasies. Deserts bloom into lush ecosystems, renewable energy powers the world, and technology serves to enhance, not dominate, the natural order. Look at what we have achieved together, the Neo-Guardians declare, addressing the world. A society where technology does not overshadow humanity, but amplifies its potential. Where the earth is not exploited, but cherished and nurtured. As the sun rises, casting its first light on a world united in purpose and hope, the Neo-Guardians confirm. This is but a beginning where every individual can thrive, where every voice is heard, and where every action contributes to the common good. In a moment of quiet reflection, the Neo-Guardians understand the eternal value of the journey. We have not just averted annihilation, we have opened the door to endless possibilities. Our legacy is one of hope, a challenge to each soul to rise above, to dream, and to aspire for a harmony that transcends the boundaries of existence. The world, forever altered by the actions of a few, moves forward into the light of a new day, under the vigilant watch of the Neo-Guardians, symbols of what can be accomplished when hearts and minds converge in pursuit of a greater good.